Same tripods you
got.
Go. Hello and welcome to the Dcreative podcast. I'm your host, Dcreative, and today I have here with me Dennis Dub Washington.
You know what? You can edit it though, right?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Say hello, welcome to the Dcreative NEXT2FLEX podcast. So I can do this. So ready?
Okay.
Set.
You're now tuned into the NEXT2FLEX podcast.
Streets talking about.
Hello and welcome to the Dcreative podcast, brought to you today by the NEXT2FLEX.
Dcreative and NEXT2FLEX podcast.
Oh, DQ. Okay.
You know what I mean? Because that's the only way we can tie this drop in. That
okay,
drop
gotcha.
Red,
is this going live?
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
You're now tuned into the NEXT2FLEX podcast.
Streets talking about.
You're now tuned into the NEXT2FLEX podcast.
Streets talking about.
Hello and welcome to the NEXT2FLEX and Dcreative podcast. I'm your host today, Dcreative, and today I have here with me Dub Media Washington, who is going to speak to us today about the process of making a music video with low to no budget. So with no further ado, let's get right into it. Dennis, thank you for being here today, brother.
Hey, thanks for having me, brother.
All right. So let's get right to it. So I got a song. I come to you. I'm like, Dan, I'm trying to put together this music video, brother. Can you help me with it? Where do we start?
Well, you start with the song. You get a song and you tie up a video with the emotion of that song, and you think of the theme of that song, and you start from there. You need the song, the theme, and the hustle. With those three things, you can create a video for almost nothing.
Wow. Okay. All right. So with that being said, let's move on to the next thing. So we got the concept. So how many locations do we need? Well, no, let me back up. What's the first step?
The first step is, of course, getting your song. And then you pick your talent, the talent that's going to be in this video. From there, you have to have a plan. You have to go with a plan. And
okay.
A plan starts with a storyboard. A storyboard is how you visualize this video playing out. And with each storyboard, a storyboard is it's a group of frames of images, pictures, or sketches that are going to tell the story of what you're about to shoot. With that, you can create a shot list. From the shot list comes, each part of the song is broken down in shots. And as it goes on, you develop the images for that and the list of where the cameras are going to be at.
I see. Okay. All right. So we got our shot list. We got our
storyboard.
Let's go into the locations. How do we pick the locations? How many locations do you need? And
let's talk about locations, because you think that you need to be all over the world. You can pick 1, 2, 3 locations.
Okay.
If you start jumping around, things get really jumbled. You leave things somewhere. You have to take a lot of things to another spot. If you can take one location with different looks of it, you can move around that one spot and get 3 different locations. Just depends on the angle you shoot from.
I see. Movie magic sounds like.
Movie magic.
Okay. So I know time is money, so especially when you don't have either one. So how do you get the most bang for your buck?
You got to be creative. I mean,
okay.
you can the best thing to do is shoot. If your budget is really tight, you shoot outdoors, because natural light it eliminates a lot of artificial things you have to do.
Okay.
You shoot like in the golden hour, which is the evening time, right when the sun's about to drop. But you have to be fast, because the sun will drop on you. But you have to shoot at it. Make sure your shots are ready, and at the time everybody's ready, and then start shooting.
Okay. So walk me through. We're on set. We got the camera, we got the mic, We got the lights. What's the first thing we do?
Well, we play the music. So the
Okay.
people, basically everybody's going to lip sync this off one track. That one track has to be played on each time that you do a scene. You have to be listening to that one track, and everybody's lip syncing that one track, because in the end, all the rest of the clips are going to be synced to that one track.
I see. Okay, so the next question is, just as the title says, we're shooting a music video here with low to no budget. So without a lot of gear, how do we get dynamic shots? Like, how do we get that Hollywood look?
Hollywood look, yeah,
for low budget.
right, for low budget. I mean, we've all watched videos and we know what the camera does. It either moves in closer, or it moves back fast, or it pans around. You just have to make sure that you do those carefully. I mean, you could dolly in, you can take a camera phone and put it on a gimbal and move it in, or you can take your regular digital camera, and long as you're steady, and keep it steady and dolly in, you just saved $1 million of production from renting a $1 million crane and the camera that goes along with it. Because let's face it, it's just a shot, and with a number of shots, if you mess up a little bit, who'll notice? Or you clip that part out.
How would they know, right?
How would they know? Creative license. It was supposed to be like that. Yeah.
Okay. So we went over a lot about the visual part of it. Let's talk more about the sound. Walk me through what we need, how we make it sound good and all of that.
Okay, how you make it sound good. The sound is going to be mostly in post-production after you shot it. The sounds that you're going to use, it's good to have a recorder. Tascam makes recorders.
Okay.
There's a lot of company, Rhodes make recorders. There's a whole lot of recorders out there that you can buy at a low cost, under $100. And you're not trying to record this. You're not trying to re-record the music. You're trying to pick up some ambient sound to add to another layer to this, to bring the video from the music. So there's a difference between the music and the video. You hear crackles. You might hear a car go by, siren, something like that. Birds, depends on what you're shooting. So it adds that. So you got the sound recording. You're using the master from the original soundtrack that was made for the video, and the rest is just lip syncing.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, how many takes on average do you need to do? Do you need to do like 20, 30 takes, or what are we doing there?
As many takes as it takes. I mean,
Okay.
you know what? Sometimes you could do it in one take. You could do it in 4 takes. You could do it in 20 takes. It's just how much you want to compromise. If it's not quite what you wanted and you're willing to compromise with that, then go with that. But the better the shot is, take as many shots as you think it takes until there's one that you like. Okay. Because in this video, it's best to shoot a lot of different angles. Each scene, shoot it from different angles, different ways. So you have a variety of things that you can use. When everything lines up on the lines, then you have the option of which clip. All those clips they sync themselves with that music track. Then you have all those options of which part to use in that particular clip. And it's just collecting clips, syncing them up, and making a decision.
I see. Okay, so it sounds like we pretty much went over everything. Now, the next part, from my understanding, is what happens in post-production, because once you shoot the video, that's kind of the light work or the easy part.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
Yeah, then the real work starts in post-production.
Yeah, that's the grind.
So can you go into what you'll need to do post-production, or what you use rather, and walk us through what that process looks like?
Sure. You need a video software. You can use Final Cut Pro. You can use Adobe Premiere, anything, DaVinci Resolve, any one of those programs. They all do the same thing. Then you might need a compositing. You need a compositing software, which is like After Effects, or also Blender. Blender has a compositing section to it. But that's so you can layer things on. You can add effects to things. You can, blow out lights, makes things glow, change colors. That's the effects part of it. But the video part of it is, you just lay it on the line, get what you want. And once you have all the components that make that whole video, then you go in and start playing with effects and colors, making it all either look all the same or change it where it needs to be changed at. Instead of, and you have to have some kind of continuity. You can't make it all hodgepodge. Otherwise, it just looks a mess. Simple, keep things simple, and I mean, you see some extraordinary videos that they've done a lot to them. And then sometimes it just gets a little bit overwhelming. They just went a little bit too far and they can't reel it back in. So keep it simple.
Okay, I see. Now, when we're talking about getting that cinematic or Hollywood look, I've heard some terms thrown around before, like LUTs and color grading, and these things that kind of help you to tighten it up. Can you delve into that and tell us a little bit about it?
A LUT is it's a collection of presets for a camera. It brings up, it changes the colors and different vibrant, what you'd call in the histogram. It changes histograms, which kind of tells how your colors are going to come out.
Okay.
Now you can drop a preset into your camera and it'll shoot it, make it look a certain way. You can shoot with a Canon and then put in a LUTs when you're on the line and make it look like a red camera or Black Magic or a Sony, just by using that particular. Yeah, exactly. So that's you can fake a 35 millimeter camera, through a LUTs. You can make it look scratchy. It's just composed settings that apply to the video, so it makes it look like a certain feel. Not only cameras, I mean, you can make it look like an older film, Quentin Tarantino style, or Scorsese.
Okay.
People that shoot in a certain style, you could bring that out, and you find those in LUTs, and it changes how your whole shot looks, all your clips look.
I see. Okay. Let's talk transitions, like, going from one scene to the other scene. Like, what do you use to do that? And like, how do you approach that?
Yeah. Sparingly. I use Premiere and After Effects, and sometimes you could buy pre-composed transitions. The thing about it is with music videos, because you got 4 minutes to show this whole thing, if you go into transitions, it adds another layer of complexity to it. So you're taking you're taking it away from the artist. There's some places where it's good to use a transition. There's zoom transmissions. There's hundreds and thousands where they zoom in and it blurs or it whips to the side. You start using things like that, and those kind of take your, use them sparingly. That's what I'm saying. Gotcha. You don't want to overwhelm your whole video. A lot of it's just straight cuts, straight cuts.
So it sounds like you're basically saying kind of keep it simple, stupid. Don't overdo it. Don't overuse it. I guess.
Because the creativity is in the story and the vibe, the feeling.
I got one question for you. Who is your favorite director, and what's one of your favorite movies?
Oh man.
Or you can give me 2 or 3,
Yeah. As far as classic films, I think Scorsese, because the way he, all of his movies look like they're huge, huge production. Penny Marshall's another one.
Okay.
Ron Roberts. There's quite a few people out there that are, and they're not, some of them aren't well known, like there's Quentin Tarantino, those guys, but
okay. Would those be indie guys or
some of the indie? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I think that's all we have for time today. Really quick. Well, let me sum it up. Let's do a quick recap. So basically, what you guys want to do, if you're out there inspiring music guys and video producers, and you don't have a budget, what you need to do is have a clear plan, have a lot of vision, creativity. Remember, shoot multiple takes so that you can cut it down on the chopping board, get it down to what you need. And if you don't have money, just have a lot of vision. And let's see, we got to pay some bills. So we'd like to thank Colossal Capital Studios for allowing us to use their facility today. We would also like to thank the NEXT2FLEX podcast, our sister podcast. I'd like to thank our engineer for the day, Bezel. And with that being said, thank you, Dan. See you guys.
You are now tuned into the Next to Flex podcast.
Streets talking about me.
So I guess we could be playing music right here, just talking like, oh man, thanks for coming on, man.